Now, sorry folks, I told you starting off that it was probably going to be trial and error for the first while, and what was the first error I made? I paused recording before I was finished doing a proper preview of the article. As I was in the middle of saying, I think you'll get the gist of it. It's not a race I have a very strong view on. Um, Lawler from the Kelly Woolcott stable is the favourite. Uh, yes, it would be a very poignant winner. Uh, in in view of what the trainer and our family have gone through this year, I'm not going to go into it now. Most racing people will know. He's a useful horse, there's no doubt about that, but is he really up to that grade? I'm not entirely so sure. The horse I'd be plumping for in it would be, surprise, surprise, another Willie Mullins with a horse called Duke de Geneva, who is being quoted around 7 to 1. If he's 7 to 1, I'd certainly be backing him each way. I don't think he'd be 7 to 1 in the morning, but he's certainly a bit of value at that price. That then takes me on to the uh, first of the handicaps, the ultimate handicap chase, and a horse I've had my eye on for a long time for this race is a horse called Manila Rocco, trained by John Joe O'Neill, former Cheltenham winner, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. And this, in this case, is just a case of, I think, John Joe laying one out for the race, and anyone that knows anything about John Joe will know that if John Joe lays one out for a race, you can be pretty sure it's well meant. And if there's good anywhere in the ground description, it'll only play to his strength. Apart from that, another horse in it that I really like is a horse called Gimme a Copper. It's at least part owned, if not totally owned, by Alex Ferguson. Does that make me like it even more? Of course it does. But I think with the form Paul Nicholls' horses are in, you just couldn't rule any of them out at the moment. Uh, I know, yes, similar was the case in previous years when he was winning all around them, and it came to Cheltenham, and he had a very lean time, but my God, he's after banging some amount of winners in the last, well, all season really, and I think that Give Me a Copper is always a horse that promised to do a lot, but he looked to be a horse that was held up with injuries or one thing and another at various different stages in his career. But what, apart from the fact that I actually fancy the horse and have followed his form, and that there seems to be a good bit of a whisper about him, and when you see trainers from other and connections from other yards uh, talking up someone else's horse, it's fairly it's fairly obvious that it's known within racing, as they say, that he's well meant. There'll be another case of that later in the week that I get back to when it comes to the race in question. But uh, for that, the ultimate handicap chase is called um, Give Me a Copper is now seemingly around 11 to 2. The each way value might be just about gone out of him, but himself and Manila Rocco, who's about 8 to 1, would be the two I would pick in that. That then takes me on to the big race of tomorrow, the first day, which is, of course, the Champion Hurdle, and where back in the years it may have been considered something of a penalty kick back in the days of Isterbrack and Hurricane Fly, and even Faheen when he was at his peak. Um, this year it seems to be an absolute minefield. Uh, just looking at it very quickly, Mellon could be something of a forgotten horse, isn't it? That remember he was only about a nose or a short head in that last year. Now he hasn't looked anywhere near the same quality of horse this year, but the way I look at it is Willie wouldn't still have him in there if he didn't think he had a chance. Do I fancy him? No, I don't. Um, I think Lorena is one of these that we often see in races, what they call a talking horse. Um, Look, she's looked very impressive in anything that she has done so far, and you can't knock her. But there again, the race tomorrow is going to be something different from anything she ever has come across so far. But again, as with Mellon, my feeling would be that Willie wouldn't have her in it unless he thought, at the very least, that she would be able to justify her presence in the field. And then, of course, there is Bouvier, who's won it the last 2 years, and um, any horse that wins two champion hurdles, you have to give them the utmost respect. Um, to my mind, he just hasn't looked quite the same horse this year as in the last two. Now he did when he won the fight in fifth in Newcastle. He looked very, very impressive, beating Sam Crow that day. But if you if you take into account what has happened, Sam Crow in the interim, that form doesn't look great. Then he got defeated by Verdana Blue in the Christmas hurdle at Kempton. Now Verdana Blue is a useful enough mare. Is she up to that standard? I don't know. I suppose we know tomorrow, but the horse I keep coming back to and I can't get away from is Apple's Jade. Simply because, I mean, the whole doubt about her as regards champion hurdle, with me anyway, and I suspect with a lot of people, maybe even with the O'Learys and Gordon themselves, was would she handle the shorter trip? I think Leopardstown answered that question very firmly in the affirmative anyway. Uh, she's been there, she's done it, she's won on every trip, every ground, and I would expect her. I'm not, as I'm reading this now, I haven't the declaration in front of me, but I would expect whoever is on her, it'll either be Jack or Davy, to bounce her out in front, set her own pace to suit herself, and let the others come off the bit to try and catch her. The mayor's hurdle then is the race after that. Um, it's been something of a Willie Mullins benefit since its inception, and I would be inclined to think that this year may be no different. Obviously, we all know he won it 5 times with Quavega, but they don't come round as good as her every day of the week. But I was listening to an online preview one of the days last week, and in as many words, gave one of the mares in the race, a horse called Benny the Jew, as is not for the week, more or less. And when somebody like Ruby does something like that, you sort of have to sit up and take notice. Uh, she's a short price, very short price. Is she the most likely winner? She probably is. Um, Horse may be in a bit of value down the bottom of the Vale. Another Willie Mullins horse, Stormy Ireland, about 15 to 2, I think, at this point in time. Could be a bit of value, but I get hard to look past their stablemate. Um, then the race after that is another handicap, and I am not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. Just to say that the Gordon Elliott Cubomania at about 10 or 12 to 1 with Davy Russell up would look to be a bit of value, and that's where my money would be going. And then the last race on the first day is now, with the rejigging of the program, is now the 4 miler. The horse that I've had in my head in that for a long way out, it was a horse called Ballyward, also trained by Willie. Um, he looked very impressive when he won at Naas. I think it was after Christmas. Uh, he couldn't have been any more impressive than what he was. Look, there's no horse, there's no horse trained to. They don't run at 4 mile very often, but when you see Willie coming out and saying that um, the 4 miler was the stated name, it was no wonder he was put in as favourite straight away for that. Then he's about 3 to 1, I think, short enough considering it is a 4 mile race. He is he the most likely winner? Probably. Horse belonging to Paul Nolan, horse with the name of Discorama, could be a bit of each way value in it as well. I think he's about 8 or 10 to 1. Great to see Paul having a resurgence in form again. Lovely guy, great trainer. He's won the big races before with horses like Noble Prince and Kuna Grai, former Galway hurl winner. Uh, Accordion at 12, he's been there, he's done it. It's great to see him having a resurgence in form, and it's been a good link up for Brian Cooper as well, which is which is nice to see because Brian's a very good rider. He just been dogged with bad luck, but anyway, that's where I'm at for day one. Anyway, I hope this sounds alright and you can make some bit of sense of it. Sure, I will have a go at doing day two, maybe this time tomorrow, and wish everyone the best of luck, especially the Irish jockeys and trainers, and hope horses and riders come back safe. All the best.